Right, so we're going to try to make 300 AAC Blackout rounds. We don't have one of these, but SBC does. So we're going to turn 223 into the 300 Blackout. I think I'm just about at the length, and what I used to cut it was a little regular old plumber's pipe cutter. You can see there's some shavings in there from trying to trim it down. We got a case trimmer coming. But I used the old RCBS tool and a Lee tool to try to trim it. But I think once we get the machine in here, or the correct trimming dies. So according to the load data, looks like 1.368. 1.368. So I got my old antique manual deal here, and on the back it says 0.393593 is about 23/64 of an inch, so it's a hair smaller than 3/8. So I figure if we make it to 3/8, the trimmer will do it, and I was able to do that. Let's see if we can get it on film here. See the outside diameter, and it's right on the 3/8 mark. So a little hair smaller, but I won't cut too many up. We're gonna try another one with the tubing cutter. Maybe if I can set it up to film how I do it. But it really squeezes it in, so you got to go real slow, and you can't squeeze it in too much. There's like a little bevel on there. Now we'll see what happens. Alright, using the old rock chucker over here as a camera stand, which is pretty cool. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 223 brass and trim it down. I don't have the dies right at the time of this, but I at least want to find out a way that's neat and relaxing to try to cut down some brass and create something here. So I'm going to take one of these regular old plumber's tubing cutter and see if I can do it. It'd be tough to demonstrate on the angle of film, but one problem is that it really squeezes in the brass, and you want to go right on the edge. So I'm going to try it the opposite way with the little lines on the inside. Maybe I'll give it a little grip. So I'm gonna put it in. Just gonna turn the brass just so it cuts. It seems like there can't be any pressure at all on the thing. Looks like I gotta also hold it up to put a little opposing force to the blade. I'm gonna keep turning it in a little bit. Let's see if that works. You can see it's starting to. It actually looks like it's threading itself in, so that ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna try it back on the other way, where the flat piece is right up against it. This might be already ruined, but I'm gonna draw it down here. It's pushing the angle. I'm gonna just draw it down really tight. Let me see if I can do it without wrecking a piece of brass. Yeah, it doesn't even seem to be cutting. So we might have to go to the cutoff wheel method. That's what it's looking like. Yeah, this is just crushing it. It's just crushing it up. See that? So the other one I was able to get to go. It eventually just cracked, but it's right on the cusp of being usable because it's a little short. It's right on the line of what my little pocket chum here tells me. So let me see if I can set up a cutting wheel. We'll have some fun. Great, so let's try method number 2. Put it in a vise. It's not the one I already crushed. I'm using the old cutoff tool. Safety glasses on. Alright. horrible cut. It's horrible. Alright, let's try this one. I'm not even going to bother with the cardboard. This is the one I crushed earlier with the plumber's tubing cutter. Could be worse, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, we'll try it either way and see if we can cut it down, get it smoothed out with the sizing cutter before I even size them. Maybe that's pretty rough. So I mean, the tubing cutter did do good if I took my time. Maybe I'll try that method again. I'm gonna try it off of film for a little bit to see if we can get it a little bit better. So we'll try it again. I'm going to try this again. I mean, I would enjoy doing it with a simple tubing. Maybe one of those smaller plumbers or even a mechanic's tubing cutter would work pretty well. But it seems like if I put it in against the so the round is on the flatter side, not that grooved side. It seems to not walk around so much, and I have to turn it away from me. But once it starts, if I try to I'm going to try to get this one right on the edge. But once it starts, it just, it kind of makes its groove. Which I'll show you the barrel ends. But once it makes its groove, then it'll cut eventually. Just got to go slow and you'll hear it cracking and stuff. This one's actually, I'm putting so much force on it that it's actually denting the case below that. Let's see. But that's about... If you turn it away, it's a little harder, but it seems to not spiral down the case. But once the groove's there, it seems like it'll go either way. Oh, this one's getting beat up pretty bad. Yeah, this one's getting beat up pretty bad. Maybe I went too close to the edge. But yeah, I did. I must have gone too close to the edge. It's really giving me a hard time. But you just keep going. Just keep twisting and tightening and twisting and tightening. Once the groove's in, it doesn't matter which way you go. You know, it might be even better if I did put this in there it goes. Put it in a vise and just go around it with the unit. This is about the longest one. It's way too long. Yeah, that one's way too long. So I cut it down his shoulder. 1 3/8 is the max. I don't want to get any smaller than that since I want to trim them and size them up. And there's uneven inconsistencies. So about 1 3/8 is what I'm going for. And so far so good. That one's a little long, but when the sizing dies get here, we should be able to pop them through and see what happens. See if we can make some rounds out of them. But yep, it's I kind of like this way. It's once it's done, it's done. Make 50 or so rounds. I'm already 5 done, so there you have it.